Oh, God.
It's the PHNX Best Podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button.
Terrifying.
Subscribe wherever you get your podcast and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Petey from the PHNX Coyotes podcast. Sean and Shane are currently driving to the Pac-12 Media Day together. Are they doing that together?
I'm scared now.
I believe flying the wall. And joining me today is Jacob Franklin. Jacob, see, I'm not
we
good at this.
might be qualifying for worst show in PHNX history right now. This is it.
So, yeah, we just
We're
lost
getting
the
fired
people.
after this.
Yeah, so Jacob Franklin is here, and he's one of our baseball experts at PHNX. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on the baseball show, but
you
I'm one of the experts.
You could be. Clearly, you're the man behind the show, the brains at PHNX.
They're live over in the other studio
I know. Now. Yeah, but our baseball talk very comparable. The Diamondbacks drop one today, 7-5 against the league-leading Atlanta Braves, but they still win the series, taking 2 out of 3 in Atlanta. What do you think of today's ball game?
Today's was hard. I don't know if I could quantify it as hard to watch. I mean, it was hard to watch from the bottom of the 8th inning on. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Castro hangs an 85-mile-an-hour slider over the middle of the plate after throwing 3 on the corner and having him 1-2. So pretty inexcusable blown game. I think the PHNX D-backs guys are pretty depressed over there. But it's hard to tell because they took 2 out of 3 in the series, including quite possibly was the best game of Major League Baseball's season so far with a 16-13 win on Tuesday and a pretty convincing win yesterday.
Were on live. If you're not on live, why are you not sitting here talking about baseball? That's all I want to... Like, buddy. Like, what...
I got a show to do, Petey. I got a show to do.
The Diamondbacks had a 5-3 lead going into the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that was hard. It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to take positives out of this series because
Absolutely.
They took 2 out of 3 against the best team in baseball. The Braves were also scuffling. They head to Cincinnati next. We'll see if they can take a series.
Yeah,
up
you
there.
go to the Cincinnati is another team that's right in that wild card race in the National League. Looking to get a big win today against the Giants. So I think Cincinnati's playing some pretty good ball at home right now, where the Diamondbacks have to jump on a plane and travel. They need to start stacking up some wins here though before they come home.
Yeah, they're not going to win the division, and anybody who thought that before the season this team would win the division was probably called crazy. Before the year started, I had talked about success being in this season them fighting for the 3rd wild card spot by the end of the year. So while they may have overexceeded our expectations towards the beginning half of the year, I think that for the next couple months you're probably looking at a dogfight for whether or not they're going to find that wild card position. Yeah,
I think it's important that the team gets home too, and when they do get home, they're going to face. They got the St. Louis Cardinals in a 3-game set. By the way, there is a PHNX takeover on Tuesday, so we'll jump into go PHNX events and jump in and join our Diamondback crew at the Diamondback game on Tuesday against the Cardinals, and then they have a 3-game set against Seattle. Those are games they have to start stacking up some wins.
Yeah,
that wild card.
The Cardinals are not good. Their pitching is pretty bad, so you're hoping that you come home and you can kind of right the ship and get a couple wins there. And the Mariners are another team that's pretty much started not as good as they're not as good as everybody thought they were going to be. So there are definitely some opportunities when they come home for some wins. When they were in Toronto and got swept right after the All-Star break, you saw a lot of fans pretty much start to jump ship, right? Yeah. Oh, this is the beginning of the end. They can't handle the pressure. It's the second half D-backs. They're going to start sucking. And then they just went in and took a series from Atlanta. So you never know what to expect. Things could always be worse. We have a team that is currently 11 games over 500. So I don't know what else you could really ask for at this point. They're competitive. And for the next 2 months, you're going to watch a lot of really, really competitive baseball.
And one of the things we saw in today's game, which is funny, and I wish we had a camera on this. I wish we had access to cameras and recording devices here at PHNX Studio.
Actually.
Because as the PHNX Diamondback crew were in the More Furniture chairs, that's More Furniture, morfurniture.com. When they were in those chairs watching the game today, Jesse, who is our baseball stats guru, is that fair to say? Like, he is the stat master.
He is the stat guy, for sure.
Without a doubt. And Dominic Canzone goes up. 2 guys on. And he said, not a good guy. This is not the right guy to be stepping up to the plate in this situation.
This is who we don't want in this situation.
We don't want him here.
Next pitch.
Literally, the next pitch, yard. Diamondbacks take the lead. I wish we had that on film because we literally, as a group, laughed and pointed at Jesse.
We did. He got berated.
He did. So great. Dominic Canzone is maybe he can get hot and get on fire here. And if you want to get hot and get on fire, you know where you need to go? You need to go to the BetMGM app.
Log in shouts from the furniture chairs.
Log into the BetMGM Sportsbook app in both Apple and Android. It says iOS in the script. Did we say iOS? It's Apple, right? We say Apple.
I guess
iOS
call it,
includes Mac.
I mean, yeah, I would call it the iOS system.
Well, you know what you can do? Because you're all baseball fans, or we are. You can play the BetMGM MLB free-to-play game from May 27th, which is like now. We're in it. To September 7th, till the end of the ball season. You could be the batter, and you get to pick an area of the strike zone. Depending on the area of the strike zone you pick, you will get a single, double, triple, or home run, or sadly, you may pop out. But you receive the prize associated with that type of hit. You can play once a day, every single day. Prizes must be used on MLB bets, and they expire within 24 hours. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM, and I'm sure you have because you're here at the BetMGM PHNX_bets show, but if you haven't signed up, sign up, download the app, and use bonus code PHNX. There's a few different offers depending on where you live, but for our customers and audience in Arizona, place your first bet and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if that bet loses with BetMGM. Again, make sure you use the bonus code PHNX when signing up. Check out the show notes for the full details. And now, listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-522-4700 Nevada. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., Kansas, Nevada, New York, or Ontario.
Well, since we're talking about gambling and making a little bit of money during the wonderful American pastime of baseball, Jacob, tell us your bets for tonight.
Well, there's no D-backs game to bet on because they just lost and basically ruined my headline for the day. I thought I had a good one where it was like, the headline is, can you trust betting on the Arizona Diamondbacks money line?
And the answer was going to be yes.
Well, yeah, but now it's up for debate, right? They get swept in Toronto. They take 2 out of 3 against the Braves. So I would say the answer to that question is probably let's just wait it out.
Okay.
Let's wait through the Cincinnati series. If they go win that series, I would say you're probably safe to occasionally bet on the money line. Anyways, I am not betting on the Diamondbacks money line because they very unceremoniously lost, but I am betting on the Cardinals money line today against the Chicago Cubs. Now, you might think I'm crazy.
I do think you're crazy, and we'll talk to that when we get to my bets.
Because Marcus Stroman is on the mound.
That we will also discuss Cubs momentarily.
However, I just like the value. The Cardinals have played some decent baseball lately. Some decent baseball lately. Not good all year. Some decent baseball lately. But I do like an ace going down today. Now, Stroman has looked very, very good all year. So he's due for bet start. That's all my really high level analysis there. Cardinals money line plus 100 and Astros run line minus 1.5. It's minus 135 against the Athletics. So I think you're pretty safe there.
So I like that you have an opinion. You're just wrong.
Sure. So
let's go to my bets for today. And I got a little help from DP Sean DePaz. Well, I bet it, but I'm going to go to Baltimore and Tampa Bay first. Baltimore is playing really good baseball right now, surprisingly good baseball right now, and I don't think teams expected that the Baltimore Orioles would be where they're sitting right now. But with Tyler Glasnow going to the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, I went Tampa Bay money line minus 185, and I picked the Rays over the Orioles today. And I also went with the same game you did, the Cards and the Cubs, but for the same reason you said to go against the Cubs, I'm going with the Cubs. Marcus Stroman's on the mound. He is a Cy Young candidate right now. He's a guy that may end up wearing a Diamondback uniform by the end of the year.
Sure.
Who knows? Oh, Craig S. Morgan did not like that. So I'm going the Cubs money line minus 120. And I'm gonna piggyback along with the Stros. And because they play the A's, and as we all know, the A's suck.
They do. They do.
So Astros minus 1.5, minus 125.
Riddle me this.
Yes.
Marcus Stroman's last start was against the Red Sox. He went 6 innings, gave up a run, struck out only 3 batters.
Yes.
Cool. Could you tell me how many runs he gave up in his previous 2 starts before that?
I can't.
5 runs and 4 runs in 5 innings each
Okay,
start.
so he's due for another good outing.
No. And actually, I think with the help of this man, we can get to my prop now. The Cardinals will win this game. Nolan Arenado is on fire currently, and he is plus 450 for over half a home run. Now, taking home run hitters is just kind of a crapshoot for the most part, but Arenado is a fun pick day in and day out because he is a great baseball player to watch, and I think he goes over a half home run today in helping the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Chicago Cubs.
I'm going to stay there in Chicago. This is going to be the game that we're all focused on today because there seems to be a lot of wagering on this game, and I'm going to go back to Marcus Stroman on the mound, and I know he only struck out 3 in his last contest and his last outing. I am taking Marcus Stroman over 4.5 strikeouts at minus 160 because he's Marcus Stroman, and I take him at home. So look for the Cubs to be dominant today, and I would go with my picks, but that's just me.
Petey, my anxiety is spiking, so we should get out of this show.
We do have an anxiety issue here in the chairs of the PHNX Bets show. Thanks for joining us today. This was a quick one because Sean and Shane are not here, and we are both getting very anxious, by the way. I am. Thanks for joining us today at the PHNX Bets. Make sure you follow the show at PHNX_bets. You can follow me at SPetersHockey, which has nothing to do with baseball. So maybe you don't follow me. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Follow Jacob at Jacob_Franklin4. Follow our producer today, Leah Merrill, at Leah Merrill. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe any places you get your podcasts, and make sure you get the YouTube channel subscribed so you don't miss an episode of the PHNX
sign off?
Bets. I do not. So can you do Shane's sign off?
Let me think of one right now. Peace, love, and Arenado's taking Stroman deep. Sorry, Petey.